Hey everyone, I was going through some archive footage from 2018 and I found this amazing Q&A session that I had between the students and the student body at Northampton Community College of Pennsylvania and me when I was in my village of Wanapue. It was amazing to have the technology to be able to connect with my friends and family and my followers at home and throughout the world while I was in the Amazon rainforest, which, you know, you're pretty much cut off from everything. And to be able to share stories and a little bit about my experiences, a little bit about my research while I was in my village, I thought was pretty amazing. So I hope you enjoy it.
Hello, we are not available now. Please leave your name and phone number after the beep. We will return your call.
Hello?
Hello?
Is it David?
Yeah. Hey.
Okay, it's David. Hold on. Hi, everybody. On behalf of the Good Project, NCC Partners for the Communication and NCC Club, I'd like to welcome everyone from Northampton Community College and those states and answers questions stated. As some of you know, my name is Bronson. I am a biology major here at NCC, and I know David from his work on cannabis. PR is also here, and Deb is also here. We'll be running the Q&A today. David is currently on an expedition to Yanomami territory in Venezuela. As many of you heard in one of David's latest tweets, he reunited with his mom Yarima and the rest of his Yanomami family a little over a week ago. While he is visiting his family, David is also doing research and other humanitarian work. You are welcome to ask David questions about all of these things. For students at NCC, if you're selected to ask a question, please start by introducing yourself and stating your major. Before we get started, I'd like to extend a huge thank you to everyone who's donated and helped make this expedition possible. If you're interested in learning more about the Good Project or making a tax-deductible donation, be sure to follow the link in the Good Project's website. All right, so I think David is here with us. Say hi, David.
Hey, everybody. Is there
The real question is either to know how you are and what you're up to, and how's your foot. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been over a week here. My research collaborators have left the village, so I'm here alone with my family. And it's been pretty good, pretty awesome time. A lot of rain, but also very, very hot. So right now I'm like basking in the equatorial sun. As you could see from the GPS coordinates I gave you earlier, I'm only about 2 degrees north of the equator. But the good news is that, you know, I brought solar panels down, so they've been put to good use. I'm okay. My health is good. The only thing that's been really giving me frustrations lately is my feet, man, because you know, once your feet start hurting, it really makes things more difficult, especially since, you know, to do everything, to get water, to get food, to go fishing, you gotta walk. And so I've been, so far they've dug out 3 egg sacs out of my feet, 1 in my left, 2 in my right, and the 1 egg sac in my right toe that they dug out was huge. The biggest one I've seen so far. It was, you know, pretty cool to see it, but at the same time, I'm pretty glad it was out because it was really hurting my toe. But now my toe's infected, so it's just like, you know how like when you get, I don't know, like a splinter in your toe or your fingers, and then for some reason you always stub that particular finger and toe? Well, that's how it's been like for me. I have this really nasty infection in my right pinky toe, and when I'm walking through the forest, I'm always stubbing it. So that kind of sucks, but other than that, things are really good here.
All right, sounds good. Well, I'm going to start off with a question from Irene Norcross, because I think she's got the question that's on everybody's mind.
Sure.
She wants to know what it was like when Yarima saw you.
Well, we were in Hasipue because that's where she is now, and my brother's there now. So it was kind of like the last time where she wasn't there. She was out, in the garden. So we kind of waited for a bit in the village, and she walked in just like the very first time, carrying a basket of I think it was manioc, and she came up to me, and I walked up to her, and it was, like I feel like, okay, I've been through this before. You've got this. And then I think what was made me lose it was that all the difficulties, how hard it was, and it took 2 years to get the funds and get ready, and then all the difficulties that we faced while in Caracas and Puerto Ayacucho, and it was just sort of this moment of catharsis where I finally was like, I finally made it. And then of course we both cried, and everyone started crying. The whole research team started crying, and we were just thinking, man, after everything that we've been through and how difficult it was just like, we finally made it, and not only that, it was like, I realized I had the backing of the world, and I felt that, when, with all the support back home and all my supporters at the Good Project, the world was there helping me, me reunite with Mom again. And it was just one big moment of happiness, and now I'm just glad. I'm, quite content. She's happy that we're finally together, and just trying to pick up where we left off.
Is she with you right now?
Yeah, well, we got a bunch of, got like 50 people staring at me because I don't know if they know what's going on, but so.
I have another question from Tina Tom Marston. She wants to know, is there a concern from you or from your Yanomami family with a worry about disease and illness being brought in the jungle from yourself and other outsiders that travel, and as the Amazon is getting more traffic for outsiders and things like that?
Yeah, as you know, there's an outbreak of tuberculosis. There's an outbreak of measles, which have been devastating for a lot of villages. I got word that Upper Padamo sector, that an entire village got wiped out. So we are very, very concerned about the epidemic spreading to these areas. And so we give a warning to people here, like, for now, please don't travel to other villages, because the dangers are real. People are dying, and there are no medicines, and unfortunately Yanomami people are being wiped out. A lot of villages are getting struck hard with these diseases. So we took preventive measures. We took our measles boosters, and we got the checkups from the doctors, and we're all okay. So as far as I could say, here in this village, where I am now, everything is fine. Everything is good. But if we were to look at, let's say, an epidemiology map of all the villages that got struck by measles and tuberculosis, they're not far off. So that really worries me, because the Yanomami people don't stay in one spot, as you know. They travel back and forth and visit other villages. So, we'll give them the warning, but I'm just afraid that they won't heed that warning. So yeah, the threat isn't from us, the research team, but the threat is really from the outside in, especially with a lot of illegal gold mining going on in this area. So the gold miners come in and bring all the diseases and initiate the epidemic. But at the same time, there has been some operatives, I guess you could say, where the medical teams have gone down here attempting to vaccinate as much as they can. And lots of times when they arrive in the villages, they don't have enough vaccines for everybody, so they try to vaccinate the vulnerable. But I could say I'm really happy that here in this village where I'm at now, everybody's healthy, happy, strong. Everything is fine. And so I don't see the devastation firsthand, but what I can see is what's at risk. The good things that that I see in this village that could be at risk for diseases and other things. So right now I'm grateful that I have never been exposed to that, and I haven't seen it, but the stories are true, and people are out there. They tell me firsthand, especially as you get closer to the mission areas and closer to the mining areas. They tell you how many people have died.
NCC students, all people from you guys. Yeah, why don't you come up closer to the mic, and if you want to start by introducing right here. So just right by the phone. So if you want to start by introducing yourself and saying what major you are, and then you can tell us what your question.
Okay, so my name is Chase Crafter. I am majoring in general studies. It's my first semester here. And my question to you is, I don't know where you stand on this issue, and I don't know where the rest of y'all stand. But do you find that since you've been there, because since Venezuela is on the list of Trump's travel ban, do you find that there's been any worries or concerns about immigration or anything like that?
Well, I don't know what has been, because I've been down here in the jungle, so I don't really know what the updates for the last maybe month or so. But as far as I know, before I left, there was a travel ban on particular bureaucrats, political functionaries, and their families. But as far as I know, I guess you would know more than me. I don't know if there's an actual travel ban right now on Venezuelan citizens. As far as I know, I don't think there is. Any Venezuelan citizen can go back and forth as long as you have a visa. But I know there are particular sanctions on government functionaries and politicians. So, but that those are very specific targeted sanctions. But unless something has changed within the last month, I don't think we have any issues with that. I think the issue that we're dealing with is the economic crisis that has made things so difficult. It's no secret. It's really bad. And for me, I was in Ayacucho in 2011, and there was, it was difficult, but at least the coffee shops had coffee, and the panaderias had bread. Man, when I walked through the town, it was just so sad to walk store after store with empty shelves and lines that are blocks and blocks long for gasoline, almost a mile long. It's amazing. So, in that respect, I know it'll be difficult, just traveling through Venezuela. But I don't think we'll have any issues with the political specific travel ban.
Okay, Angel Maldonado wants to know, how is your mom? How's her health?
Ma, yeah, she's great. She's obviously she's remarried, and she had moved away from Rito Carteri to Hasipue, and but she's really happy, and it's like when we're here in the village, there's no story, there's no media. It's just you forget about all of that, and every day she's teaching me new things, and the whole village is actually, and so Mom's great. Although she came up to me, I didn't even say a word, but she came up to me and Andrew, and she came up to us and said, are you still able to take me back to the United States? She's really, really eager to go back. So I was really happy to hear her say that, because you never know. Maybe she changed her mind and she doesn't want to go, but she initiated the conversation, and she, I think she's ready to come back for a visit. There was a time where she said a little while back where she got really, really sick, and she thought she was going to die, and truly thought she was going to die. So I'm glad she got over that sickness, whatever it was. It could have been malaria, but no, right now she's strong and happy.
Yeah, here's another question from an NCC student, David. Go ahead.
Sure.
Hello, my name's Laura. I'm a bioscience major. So I'm sure you spend a lot of time, doing things for the village, like getting food and stuff. But what are some things that you do for recreation for fun?
I would say as a village, for the Yanomami people, every day there's something to do. And yes, it's hard work, but it's not it's not the same kind of stress that you would experience in the United States. And to be honest with you, it's difficult walking far, getting, chopping down trees or going fishing and all the little things, with the biting gnats and the nuisances. But it's difficult and it's hard, but it's not stressful. So to me, it's like everything we do is recreational, because everything we do is done socially. You never have to do anything on your own. You never go fishing alone. You never go walking alone. You never go swimming alone. You never go anything alone. So you're always with your family, and there's always something to talk about, and there's always jokes and laughs. And so to me, it's like, we don't have to separate from busy work and recreational work, because it's one and the same. It's like life is our recreation, and I love it the way it's set up there here.
So we have another question from Irene Norcross. She wants to know if you have pierced your ears with the big flashy billboard.
No, I was so busy before I left, I didn't pierce my ears, although they have hinted to me many times to pierce my ears here. Again, I'm just worried about, infection. Maybe I'm just being a wimp. I don't know. I would do it in a piercing pagoda, like in the Stroud Mall or something, but I just, I don't know. I have my reservations of getting it done here, but clearly they were trying to get my ears pierced, and it was funny, and I said no. But when I come back next time, I'll make sure I'll have my ears pierced.
Very cool. All right, so Willow has a question. First, she'd like to say congratulations. She wants to know how life has changed for your mother and the Yanomami as a whole since you first made contact with them in the jungle on your first expedition.
Well, from my observation, life hasn't really changed at all. From what I observed, we wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and we don't really eat breakfast. We just kind of get a fresh tobacco wad and start the day with going out, getting food, getting firewood, and getting tobacco, going fishing. So it's the exact same.
Again, that was a lot of fun, being able to connect with the world via sat phone and to be able to answer a few questions. I want to really thank NCC for helping me put this together. And then, I look maybe on the next expedition, we can try to do another one. We are looking to return in March of 2022. So please go to our website at jointhegoodproject.org to learn more about our work, our projects, our research, and to be able to support it if you can. All right. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.